Hello and welcome to Morning Call for Wednesday, the 16th of January 2019, where I am now a Twitch affiliate. Yay! So, welcome to the first stream where you can subscribe. If you listen to this as a podcast, it might mean nothing to you, but I'm very happy. I'm Fab, as always from Hamburg, and I was gonna say let's get into the tech news, but before that, I only have one coffee today. So it's time for the second coffee of the day. Now I just made that. That's gonna be really, really hot. Anyway, let's get into the tech news. Yes, I'm rocking the Grelbar, the Sequest head. Oh god, I loved that show back in the day. Yeah, excuse the outfit. I was sleeping in my Elite Dangerous cockpit the whole night. Still a bit rough. Anyway, let's do tech news. That's why you're here. Apple has won their patent case in Germany against Qualcomm, at least for now. Court in Mannheim has rejected Qualcomm's suit. So that means Apple can now sell their iPhones in Germany again. And probably there won't be any other bans on sales. Especially, well, not for this reason where it's like so Qualcomm chip manufacturer does a lot of work for Apple. Said that Apple has used some hardware technology in their phones that Qualcomm has a patent on, technology that prolongs, like regulates chip power and then prolongs battery life of devices. So that's been shot down. Another thing that's, well, not exactly shot down, but is coming crashing down is physical media, music on physical media, because the current head of the Billboard charts, the current number one of the album charts, is a guy called, it's an album called Hoodie SZN by a guy called, it's a rapper, a Boogie with Da Hoodie. So he's number one. And he sold 823 albums, and they weren't even all physical albums. Some of those are download sales. And basically he's on top of the charts because his album was 83 million streamed 83 million times. So yeah, streaming killed the album star or something. I mean, we've known this for a while, but it's now pretty much been confirmed. There's nobody buying music anymore. They're even not buying downloads. Like, he had like what, a few thousand, I think 8,000 like sold downloads, because you can't actually buy physical albums in the US anymore. So they're basically all downloads. And yeah, so that's that. It's all streaming now. In somewhat surprising news, Nvidia has now announced that some of the graphics cards will get an update. I think the driver's out already to support FreeSync. And this is interesting because FreeSync is the AMD technology. So there was always G-Sync and FreeSync on the market, and they're basically what it is it's like when you have a gaming monitor, it's a way for the hardware to sync up the, and now I can't remember the English word. The Bildwiederholrate. God, do I have to Google this now? Oh God, this is the first on the show. Frequency, basically, right? It's the frequency. The refresh rate. That's it. The refresh rate of the monitor to the to the graphics card, and then we're to frame rate. Frame rate. Yes. Is it the frame rate or the refresh rate? I don't even. Anyway. It makes gaming better. It makes everything smoother. Now the actual problem was that Nvidia had a technology has a technology G-Sync, and AMD had one FreeSync. And for example, I have a Nvidia graphics card in this machine, and I bought a fancy new gaming monitor, and the one with G-Sync was like, I don't know, 250, 300 euros more expensive on a very expensive monitor already. So that's the G-Sync version. So I bought the FreeSync version because I'm not using either G-Sync or FreeSync pretty much. I mean, I've been gaming without that, and everything's been fine. And I guess that's part of the problem. The G-Sync monitors were always more expensive, I think, because that was money going to Nvidia, like licensing the technology, which means that there are a lot more FreeSync monitors on the market, which is probably why they're doing this. The cards that support this are only newer. The driver is the 417.71 driver. And it's so this is supported on the RTX graphics cards, but also I think anything above the 1080, I think my card doesn't support it. But interesting move. I thought that would never happen. But now if you have an Nvidia card, one of those, and you have a FreeSync monitor, you can get that new driver and turn that on. That's pretty good. In somewhat worse news, Netflix is raising prices pretty much everywhere. So the standard monthly payment for Netflix in the US is currently $11, and it's been raised to $13. That's apparently 18%. And they're also here in Germany, they haven't raised the prices yet, but they've been experimenting with it. So basically, what they do over here is like certain users get like just certain people, when they go to the website, get different prices, when also different deals. Like they did that with like the 4K when they introduced the 4K account, basically, so that in the US that costs $14 and will be raised to $16, which, I mean, the price increase isn't that big. But it's a bit of a problem because Netflix been losing shows left and right, because everybody, Disney and with that Marvel and all the other big studios, they're all pulling their stuff and doing their own streaming services because they don't want Netflix to take a cut. So I guess that's going to be a problem. And that's pretty much everything so far on the tech front for today. There hasn't been much news. There's been some security news that I didn't find that interesting, though. What I have is some gaming stories to round it out here. So if you're interested in card games, Artifact, which is it's Valve's card game. It launched at the end of last year. It's completely digital. It's on Steam and has been designed. Good morning, Maloki. Hello. Morning. Nice to see you around, fellow streamer there. So Artifact has been designed by Richard Garfield, who is known for creating Magic the Gathering, and also Scaff Elias, who was also very instrumental in Magic design, especially early on. He was part of the original playtest group and has been designing games with Richard Garfield for a while. Oh, Maloki's hosting me too. Thank you. Oh, I think that's my first host. You get the honor for that. Yeah, so they launched this, which is a completely digital game. It does lots of things that only a digital game could do. It's a bit like it's a Dota card game. They say it has some Dota. It has heroes and lanes and stuff like that. It has been. The reception has been difficult, though. It wasn't a smash hit. People were saying the economy is priced badly. So basically, you have to pay for everything, is what people said. I mean, it's not that bad. I mean, I play Magic the Gathering Arena, and that has the same business model as Paper Magic. So pretty much, so you're paying a lot. I mean, you can earn cards by playing, but yeah, they introduced that into Artifact pretty quickly after complaints. But now the actual story is that that the cards are just going down in value. So the thing about Artifact is you can trade the cards on the Steam market, and so now you need to spend less than $100 to build a complete collection with all cards that are in the game, and that was over $300 at launch. So I don't think this is looking good for Artifact. This looks like, I mean, if the cards are devaluing, it probably means that people are playing it less, and I don't know. I mean, they'll release new cards, and then this will change, but still, it doesn't look that good. I mean, Valve took their sweet time to release this. I mean, Hearthstone was really the first digital card game that really took over the whole market. And then, I mean, Wizards really slow traditionally. They had Magic Online for a while, or for a long time, but still have it, but that looks like crap, really. They came out with Arena, which is really great looking, and even they were quicker than Valve for this, so I don't know what that means for this game. Another rather bad news: EA has canceled the open world Star Wars game they were working on. So they have a subsidiary in Vancouver, and when Visceral Games was shut down, they took over this game, open world Star Wars game, that was hyped quite a lot, even though people don't really know anything about it. And now it looks like it's cancelled. What are they doing now, that studio? Well, they are working on another Star Wars game, apparently. It's all Star Wars all the time at EA at the moment, which I guess, it's understandable. I'm not really interested in that so much anymore. My Star Wars phase is pretty much over, but if you're a Star Wars fan, I guess lots of people are looking forward to this game, open world Star Wars game. I mean, that's what you want if you're a Star Wars fan. But yeah, it looks like they couldn't make it happen. We don't really know much. I mean, this is a report on Kotaku, and they're saying that that this game just took too long. I mean, the studio heads were looking at like the roadmap and what they're releasing over the next years. And I mean, I guess there's Star Wars hype right now, so they were like, oh, this game would have probably launched in late 2020, and they were like, this is too late. We need something else, and shut it down. One last story, funny. I have this is actually interesting. So Joseph Ward saying he's also into card games. He's saying in the chat about Artifact could have been good, but having to buy into the game and then buy every card with no free-to-play mechanic means it just won't have the uptake compared to Hearthstone and MTGA. Yeah, that's true. Although they introduced the ability to earn cards by playing, but still, yeah, you're right. I mean, MTGA is free, and you get a lot of cards for free, actually, unlike Paper Magic. I guess Wizard kind of has to do that, because otherwise people are like, why should I play this if it's as expensive? I can just buy Paper Magic. And I guess Magic players are generally, they would play more than one format. I mean, they would have paper cards. They're Magic players, so they need something to get them online. Whereas Artifact was, or is, I'm saying like it's already dead, is more targeted to actually, PC players, it being on Steam. Anyway, yeah, so thanks for that input. That was cool. Somebody who actually played it. I've never played it. Got one last gaming story. This one's hilarious. That's my story for the out. This is really cool. So Red Dead Redemption 2, massively successful Rockstar game, probably game of the year last year for most people. I haven't played it really. I just played it at work a little bit, but I don't have a console, so not a current console, so I'm not playing it. But it's set in the Wild West, obviously, and one of the factions in there, as you know, being a Western, is the Pinkerton Detective Agency, which if you watch Westerns, you know. They're always, in this game, not so much, but generally they're often the bad guys, because, you know, they're the government, and the stories about the West coming to an end, and like the lawman coming down, and the Pinkerton guys are always like, they're like pretty much the closest to Secret Service back then. I mean, they were a company, but the government used them for like a kind of shady stuff, I guess. And but interestingly enough, they actually not portrayed that badly in Red Dead Redemption 2. But Pinkerton, which is still around, still a company, has now sued, or has I think written a letter to Rockstar and is saying they're gonna. Oh, actually no, they sued them now. Yeah. So they wrote letters that we want money. You used our trademarks, or we're gonna sue you. And now they have sued them, because Rockstar, I guess, has said no. Pinkerton is now a subsidiary of Securitas, which in itself is very interesting. I'm just going to look up how long they've been around, because I mean, they had at the core of this lawsuit is which Rockstar also said, and I think they're right, is Pinkerton. I mean, they were founded in 1850. They are very much a historic entity. I mean, they were part of the history of the West. That's why they are in Westerns. And it's obvious that they're a historic thing. I mean, they're also a company. They have trademarks, but there's a point when something is so historic that if you use it, in a game like this to portray the historic setting, then I'm not sure that constitutes trademark infringement. I'm not quite sure though, because trademark law is very complicated, and it's also can be pretty draconian, especially in the US. So I would think, you know, if you just use common sense, I think Rockstar is in the clear here. But common sense and trademark law doesn't always go together, so we don't know. I thought this was funny though. I mean, Rockstar saying they're just doing this because they want to cash in, because Red Dead was so successful, which, to be honest, to me, I think they're right. I think it looks that way. I mean, God, how much? I think they sold 17 million copies in the first 2 weeks after release. So hugely successful game. I think Rockstar's right on this. Anyway, we'll see. I mean, this is a lawsuit. This will go on for the next 2-3 years. There'll probably be a PC release of Red Dead Redemption before this is settled. I certainly hope so, because I want to play that game. I think it's really good. I love Westerns. Anyway, that's it for today. I hope you have a lovely day. It's peak day. It's the middle of the week, so not long to go. You can make it. I believe in you. Thanks for everybody watching. Thanks Maloki. Thanks for the host and for being around. Really cool. Really happy to be a Twitch affiliate now. Anyway, have a nice day. See you tomorrow for some more tech news. Goodbye.